Hi guys, welcome to the video, and today is all about injury and breathing. And if you get injured a lot, then breathing might be highly likely the thing you need to prioritize. In the Be Activated treatment I do a muscle activation treatment called Be Activated that kind of activates muscles. The base thing that we do, very first thing we do after we do muscle tests to see what's working and what isn't, is breathing, and try and get the diaphragm activated and get the breathing correct, because that's the base for everything. The Be Activated treatment has a philosophy that the body wants to do two things. It wants to breathe and it wants to move. And if it can't do either, then it dies. So it needs those two base things. So breathing is of utter importance. But the problem is it's not promoted in our society, and especially not in sports performance. And the thing is that injury has a high correlation, and research has shown this. Nippert et al. Is another one, 2008, will tell you about that. But there's high correlation between stress, psychological stress, and injury. And this is not promoted, I don't know why, in society. I don't know why physiotherapists aren't stress management experts and promote, stress management as the number one thing. I don't know why they don't do that, because it's a simple thing, and it's probably you'll find that's the base reason why a lot of injury happens. And I could tell you this as a personal story. When I was training over the weekend, a simple example is me training over the weekend, and I started, as I was warming up, I started to get my calf started to twinge. It started to kind of like a cramping pain come up as I was warming up. And what I did was, actually, I was thinking normally for a lot of people that would be kind of, oh God, I've got to pull out the training session. But what I did was practice my breathing, and I brought myself back to the breathing and proper breathing that works for me. And I was able to drop the body and drop it into the parasympathetic relaxed state, and that pain in the calf went away, and I was able to finish a training session. So if you are a person that often gets pain in training, whatever sport you do, and especially in athletics, you've got some sort of knee pain or kind of hip pain, maybe you need to get your breathing correct, because it's one of those base things for survival and performance that the body needs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what I did over the weekend and what I do generally, just to bring myself back into a centered state, a relaxed state. And you can use this. The one other thing I'd actually tell you to do is actually go and look at my other videos on breathing. You can find the other one here. The one here is all about how diaphragmatic breathing doesn't work for me, and I go through what breathing I use generally that benefits my body. And the next one is this one, which is more kind of a universal way of breathing, which you can use and see, and also go and actually explore diaphragmatic breathing, because it might work for you. But generally what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of breathing technique that actually really worked for me over the weekend, and it worked for me over other times as well. And you'll find once you do this, not only will your pain go down, but also your performance in your sprinting, or whatever performance in your sport, will go up, because you'll drop into this relaxed state. You'll become closer to a flow state, and that's what you need in performance. So here we go. What I did was actually, my best way obviously is to actually, if you know from my other video, is I breathe normally 50-50. Below my belly button is 50, and above my belly button is 50, and I allow my chest to rise with it. Again, go and explore diaphragmatic breathing. Go and find the way of breathing that works for you, because it will pay you back in spades. A lot of stuff is going to explore what works best for you, but find that breathing pattern that works for you. So what I do is, generally when I got the pain in my calf, I got this kind of pulling pain. The strain hadn't happened, the injury hadn't happened, but there was pain there that was going to prevent me from injury. So what I did was actually just stand there and stopped warming up for a minute. And then I put my hand, generally my breathing goes up in this way, so I'll put my hand there just to demonstrate what I did. And what I was doing was a relaxed kind of breathing. I wasn't pushing the breath. I wasn't forcing the breath. I was trying to I was going to the point where the body allows. So what I put my hand in here, on here, that's the way that works for me. Remember, I'm just pushing that point because it works for me. Again, go and find the breathing pattern where diaphragmatic breathing works well for you, or this works for you. Go and find out. But for me, I'm going to put it in here. And then I went through I observed my breathing basically, but I breathe through my nose always. That's one of the number one rules. Breathe through your nose, because a lot of toxins are flushed out of the air through the nose, and it also increases hydration levels, would you believe? So what you want to do, always breathe through the nose. And what I was doing is just observing my breathing patterns. I was just observing how I feel. I wasn't forcing the breath. I was just actually breathing in and breathing out through my nose and breathing out through my mouth. So what it looked like was this. And after each breath, I just stood there and just observed and let that breath do its work. Then I took another one. And I let the breath do its work again. And you'll notice that I'm not forcing the breath at all. I'm not even breathing deeply. I'm just kind of almost observing my breathing as I do that. And that's what you want to do, because what you do, maybe the forced breath, by forcing the breath, you're actually keeping the fight or flight and stress state that is going to hold back that performance and keep injury. So if I was to force the breath, it would have actually made the injury worse, or it wouldn't have done anything with the pain at all. But by doing that, I don't remember how many breaths it took. It might have taken between 4 or 5, but I allowed each breath to do its job and brought my body down to a more relaxed state. And then I could carry on training for the rest of the warm up. It was far better. I didn't feel anything. The calf wasn't pulling at me, and I could do the rest of the training session, sprint session, without any problems. So that's how powerful breathing can be. It can actually make it can change the way you feel pain, because there's a lot, again, remember there's a strong link between pain and stress as well. So if your stress goes up, the nervous system goes into a sympathetic state, then the pain goes up as well. There's a strong correlation with that. So anything that you can bring the body down into a relaxed state will do wonders for your pain. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee what will happen for everybody, but it's something that you can try for any kind of niggling pain. So if you are actually someone who gets injured quite a bit, try this. Go and find the proper breathing pattern that works for you first, and then try this relaxed trip breathing. And I'm sure you'll be able to improve your sports performance and keep pain away, keep injury away. So hopefully that video was helpful. Please like, please share, and I'll see you in the next video.